The Conceited Knowbody. Every Tuesday at 8 p.m.
Episode 114. You already know how we do. You know who I am. This is Latourus, a.k.a. The Commodity. I'm sitting right here to my right-hand man. I'm sitting right here with my right-hand man. I said sitting right here, too. Sitting right here with the right-hand man. Renaissance motherfucking Juvie.
Yes, sir.
What's happening with you, man?
Man, shit coolin', man. Fresh out the gym, helping these young boys get ready for the Bloods. Shit, man.
You said you're getting ready.
Yeah, get them ready for the Bloods. This shit feel kind of funny, man, being on the other side of the fence.
For people who don't know, Juvie has transitioned from not only being a boxer to being a boxing coach. Yeah. That guy, like I can only imagine how that feels, man. Like what? Man, what's the biggest difference you know what I'm saying?
Man, it's
take your time, let him use it.
Yeah. That's honest. I don't know. Yeah, it's completely different though. It's like.
What's the biggest difference that you noticed so far?
The biggest difference I noticed so far, man, it has to be. Like you know when somebody like just watching people train, like the intensity, the level of intensity. I see what coaches mean now. Like when they like you just when you watch a group of fighters, like I don't know, man. It's just like you know when you watch somebody really get it in and when they ain't getting it in.
Right.
It's kind of frustrating. You know what I mean? When you. Yeah, so it's I don't know, man. It's the whole experience, man. Just like watching from having to direct the training, you know what I mean? Set up the training schedule, so and all that stuff, man. I think the biggest difference is just setting up the, being actually in charge of the training schedule.
Do you feel like you responsible for, like, of course you fight. I'm a big time fight fan. When you out here teaching these children, these young fellas, what's the main thing you try to implement in your training? Like, what's one thing that, not just the hitting the heavy bag, not just the speed bag, that calisthenics, what do you try to like implement that may be something different? You, of course, you just now really getting started, so it's not like you got a whole bag. You like you been out here on some Manuel Stewart shit. But like just early on, what's one of the things that you try to?
Head movement, and straight punches. Head movement and straight punches, man. I feel like at the beginning level, man, it's like I feel like that's one thing that these guys need to be mastering.
Yeah. As
opposed to 1, 2, 3, slip over, throw the right. Like, a lot of coaches get caught up into, like, they want to look good, too. You know what I mean? When it's like, shit, you just slow that shit all the way down, man. Especially when you got newer, younger fighters. Like, they don't really need to be doing all that.
When you say coaches look good,
the hand pads. Like, coaches like the pat.
Who got them doing that?
Man, it's just like a trend nowadays, man.
Was it Roger Floyd?
Yeah. And man, you know how that go, man. It's like they doing that, and then these guys are just sitting in front of the hand pads. Ain't no movement, ain't no extension on the punches. You know what I mean? Just those little lost, forgot things that's gonna make a real difference in these fights.
And it's crazy that you said that, like how even the coaches want to be celebrities.
Yeah.
We coming up in the era where everybody want to be a celebrity. We talk about that off air from time to time. How much of an influence do you think it is from social media? And then what I mean by that is, I was checking out the video you had with K2 them training. Shout out to K2. He'll be back in action soon. I was checking out Hawk. Mm-hmm. Like, I see his logo and everything and shit. I'm like, this nigga want to be a star. You know what I'm saying? I burped this shit. You gonna smell that in about 5 seconds. But I'm checking out Hawk, and I fuck with Hawk. He a cool dude. But when I see the glitzy logo, the promo video, it's like when people want to be famous, you ask, what do you want to be famous for? Shout out to one of our previous guests, Fee.
Yeah.
She said she's the best bartender in Indianapolis. I didn't know that was a competition thing. I didn't know it was like a bunch of bartenders out here beefing.
Yeah, like it's like Grammys for them motherfuckers.
So like, what do you get for being the best? Like, not even the best, but the most famous, because it seemed like you getting logos made and shit, and it's like, how are you branding this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like what's the overall mission goal?
Hell yeah. It is what it is, man. It's getting increasingly harder to critique people because everybody take everything so personal. That's definitely what we're gonna get to a little bit later on in this episode, which is titled "The Black Community," and I put that in air quotes without doing air quotes. I'm trying to think. Shout out to our guest from last week, Nate,
Nate and
Jason.
Jason
They
Richard.
had a little comedy show on Saturday. It was a pretty decent turnout.
Last Saturday.
I've never seen so many fucking nigga dykes in my fucking life.
There was a lot of rappers in that motherfucker.
It was a lot of what?
Rappers.
That's what they call them. Rappers. What the fuck that mean?
Oh no.
This is what they call them.
Start saying
Start calling them niggas rappers. Look, I didn't know. I'm gonna holler at Nate. I didn't know that his fan base was predominantly stud dykes. It's very alarming. Every bitch in there look like him.
That nigga they must think that nigga fun. They must think his ass funny as hell.
Hey,
he got
man.
some of his material that
Whatever it was, man. I said, this is the kind of bitches he had a lot of fat bitches and a lot of dykes. It showed me the kind of pool he pulls from when he fucks.
I'm about to say, man, you think he hitting some of them motherfuckers? You mean out of 30 dykes, you think he hit at least one of them? I
would certainly hope not.
I would hope not either.
Because these were like dude dykes.
Oh.
These wasn't, you know what I'm saying, the kind niggas fantasize about. These the kind you argue with. Yeah. Like you argue, like you gotta say constant. Don't make me remind you of your girl, nigga. Yeah. But shout out to Nate, man.
Put my hands on you.
Hey, straight up.
Put my hands on you.
Hey, you be able to remind them bitches you bleed once a month. Calm the fuck down. But they had a good show overall. I really enjoyed last week's show, man. It was like one of my favorite ones. What else been going on? Big fight coming up. Joshua.
Big fight coming up. Joshua and
Ruiz. Who you got?
I got Ruiz.
How Ruiz gonna do?
I don't know. I'm not sure if Anthony Joshua gonna be able to box him. I'm not sure if he's gonna be able to box him, man. Shit, he's gonna have to box her. Cause I think Andy Ruiz really, for his size and athleticism, and all that shit, man. I think he's just gonna be able to get inside again and put in that work. But yeah, I don't know, man. I really just can't picture Joshua winning this fight, like just by boxing, like, you know what I mean, moving and boxing him.
But when you say moving and boxing, do you think that Andy Ruiz is the bigger the fighters who are gonna impose, who gonna make Joshua move? I said that it's kind of on the heels of the Kovalev and Canelo fight when Kovalev did all the moving. He was clearly the bigger fighter. So you think it would be the same type thing?
Yeah, possibly, man. But and the only thing with me, I ain't really never seen Joshua, like, you know what I mean, like for his size and his reach. I never seen him really keep motherfuckers on the end of them motherfuckers and just, you know what I mean, like really control that distance. I
think the problem with Joshua is he's fighting a fighter that he hadn't fought before. We know that Joshua was bulky, muscular, robotic, if nothing else, and Ruiz, he's very fluid. For what he gives up in the ideal body, you know what I'm saying? You look at him, you say, Mexican. You know what I'm saying? Move, nigga. That's how you look at Ruiz, but his hands fluid as fuck. Yeah. It's a couple variables going to how I think that the fight's going to turn out. First off, I'm pointing for shooting. I hope that Joshua light his ass up.
Definitely.
Just on the basis on that alone. But I think that the biggest thing coming into this fight is preparedness. People don't remember that Ruiz, and it's for both of them, Ruiz came into that fight having nothing to lose. He was a replacement for Gerald Miller. Fight was in New York. Miller and Joshua had a big press conference where they been arguing and shit, where
Yeah.
the whole energy was different.
Yeah.
So he's replaced with Ruiz, who everybody found out was no pushover.
Yeah.
I don't think he properly prepared for that fight. He got embarrassed. He got humiliated.
Yeah.
Got dropped, what, 3-4 times? 3 or 4 times. People forget that he had Ruiz down, too.
He did. He did drop him. It was a nice one, too. It was a nice. It wasn't just one of those.
It wasn't no devastating, though, because Ruiz ate it.
Yeah.
Ruiz ate that motherfucker.
Yeah, that motherfucker show got up.
I gotta see how he's gonna respond to the first time Ruiz gets cracking, because Ruiz definitely gonna crack him. I think that he's more prepared mentally for this fight. I think he has so much to lose, because if he loses, damn near nail in the coffin.
Pretty much, that's how I feel.
Yeah, he turns
That's
into a
how I
Michael
feel.
Grant type fighter, one of these heavyweights who was lauded but cracked when it's time to do what you do.
Yep.
From here, if Ruiz wins, he's arguably the most popular heavyweight in the world.
For a fact.
And it set up a
man.
fantastic fight.
For a fact.
For the winner of the Fury and Wilder fight.
Yep.
Today, man, we wanted to talk about something that's been pressing to me, and it's the black community. And what the black community is, why we're in the predicament we're in this community. Why is it a community? Is it based on anarchism? Anarchy, where you just do what you want to do.
Right.
Where you don't
No structure.
no structure, none. You just, it's almost in line with the Aleister Crowley quote, "Do what thou will,
Do what thou will."
and let that be the whole of the law."
Mm-hmm.
What that meant, Aleister Crowley, he was I don't want to say Luciferian devil worshiper. I'll say more Luciferian than a devil worshiper. He fashioned himself as the most wicked man on earth, called himself the Beast. Yeah. There's a lot of people in music looked up to him. One in particular being Jay-Z. You search through the internet, you can find a Jay-Z shirt that says "Do what thou will" across it. Do what thou will, it means anarchy. It means do what you want to do, no matter what. If you love it, do it, as long as it makes you feel good. That's what "do what thou will." Let that be the whole of the law.
Yeah.
That is what our community's been pushed to lately more than anything. It's 3 things that they try to do to the men in our community. They try to subjugate you, they try to kill you, or they try to emasculate you.
Mm-hmm.
They want to do 1 or 3 to each one. We already know how to kill them, though. They do this hand over fist. The subjugation might be the key point, where when people hear subjugation, they might think just incarcerate.
Yeah.
Something to that sort. But some people are prisoners to their desires.
Yep.
Where you can be subject to, you know what I'm
They'll lie
saying?
to themselves. They'll lie to themselves. You know what I mean? They tell themselves, convince themselves that they're not, in various different ways.
Yeah.
So I know exactly. Yeah.
And so when sometimes you can subjugate yourself to money.
Yep.
Like you can be a prisoner to your desire to be rich.
Yeah.
So if they can subjugate you with your desire to be rich, they can nullify you. They can push you out the way and deal with you in that way. And the third one I mentioned was emasculation. All 3 tenets are primarily used for some sort of population control.
Yeah.
If you are killing the black men, they can't have black children. If you are subjugating them, they're going to have the children under your discretion. And if you're emasculating them, they have no desire to get with a woman in order to reproduce. Those are the 3 basic things that they use to control the men in our community. And we all know that in order to take over any sort of community, this is regardless of race or ethnicity or anything to that sort, you have to destroy the masculine, the men.
Gotta destroy their head.
You gotta fuck the man up.
Yeah.
If you look in the scripture all the time, when our ancestors ransacked villages and stuff, it was at times where you could take the women and spoil them, but you had to subjugate or kill the men.
Yeah.
It's like in any type of society, you have to destroy the man and put the woman at the head.
Yeah.
And that's what happened with us exponentially. It happened at a rate so astonishing and so fast that people don't remember where the black man used to be predominant in the household. What does culture mean to you? If you was describing culture, how would you explain culture?
Culture, man, to me, it would kind of be like not even like necessarily like a set of traditions, but like a set of traditions in where this is the kind of food we eat, this is the way we dress, this is how we talk, this is the way we do things. That's how I look at culture.
That's basically how I see it too. It's just a set of rules and standards that are set before you, and then you base your livelihood off those rules.
Off of those, yeah. If that's exactly.
And here in this captivity, in this United States of America, I often make fun and I say that we don't have a culture. I think our culture is Chico sticks, high blood pressure, and twerking.
Flame eyes.
Yeah. It's some silly shit. We know that we have soul, but we don't have culture.
Yeah.
And when you don't have culture, it's like you are totally lost. It's like you wander around and shit, like you aimless, you wandering, you attach to anything and try to call it your culture. We are the ultimate, where we often call people culture vultures in relation to music, entertainment, in any sort. When I think that we are definitely the biggest culture vultures on the history of the earth. And the reason why I say that is because we adapt to every other culture around us. It's been a joke made in March with St. Patrick. February we with the Valentine's. December we out here doing Christmas shit.
Mm-hmm.
We just finished the Thanksgiving thing. The thing is, none of those go back to where we come from.
Yeah.
It's just us assimilating with other people and looking for that acceptance amongst these people.
Yeah.
With
the flow.
Hell yeah. Why do you think we seek validation? Why do you think we want to be involved or want to be?
Man, that's a good question,
loved?
man. Just cause, I mean, you got like people say, for instance, we'd be at drill or something, it'd be a group of black dudes hanging together, and you got a group of white dudes over here, a group of Hispanic dudes or whatever. You got that one dude that want to go and kind of like intermingle. I mean, which is like, ain't nothing wrong with it, but it's just like he feels like one of them ain't coming over to mingle with us. So why do you feel like you gotta be the one to, you know what I mean, kind of break the? So it's like I think it's a sense of like acceptance, but I don't know why. Like I don't get it. And I think it's just because I don't know if it's because they've been in the forefront for so long, but like, man, it's just like, I don't know, man, it's a trick bag is what I call it, you know what I mean, because it's like, to me, it don't make sense, and it's not even really a real reason, man. It's just like it's the way they got motherfuckers.
I believe that anytime I see somebody who purposely stray away from the culture or intermingle with other groups of people, regardless of race, I think it's some kind of subtle or maybe subconscious self-hate. And when I mean self-hate, it's where when you think about it from from a perspective outside your own, and you try to take on somebody else's thoughts as best you can kind of identify and understand where they're coming from, where you've been in the country downtrodden and beaten so much, sometimes you just want to stop taking ass whooping.
Yep.
Sometimes you want to stand to the side, stand with the motherfucker doing the ass whooping.
Yeah, so similarly, that's cool.
That can be the feeling you have, but you don't have to always act upon that feeling. When I say validation in other forms, I say that we do things. We discussed it before, like from insignificant seeming things like vacations. It's a sort of to feel American. That seems like the American thing to do. That, and then when you talk about other things like the educational system.
Educational system.
People feel validated. We see all the time where people brag about being educated.
Yeah.
When people say, I'm educated, I got a degree in this, I got a degree in this, but what does it, in the grand scheme of things, in your soul, what does it mean? Like, without that degree, or do you feel like you less of a person?
Yep.
So when we usually measure success in the United States, we never have a set of standards that we measure success off of based on our own selves.
No, it's based off of
Every form of success that we measure is measured by white people.
Yeah.
And we just gonna keep it real, whether it's
Cause that's that's the forefounding of everything. You know, like we didn't come up with shit. We got freed in this motherfucker. You know what I mean? So we didn't fucking set laws, set no culture to nothing. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, man.
it's like, even in like certain, like all aspects of entertainment.
Yeah.
All aspects of entertainment, whether it's a Grammy Award, whether it's an MVP trophy, we always searching the validation. We always trying to feel like we special.
Crying about certain people not getting Grammys.
Yeah, I mean, we had the whole big thing with Oscar so white.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, how does an Oscar justify your greatness? Like, how do you feel like you great because you got an Oscar?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And this, man. Like you gonna let these, like, all these amount of work that you done put in over all these years, this catalog of music ain't gonna mean as much to you, or ain't gonna mean as much until these motherfuckers give me a Grammy or give me an Oscar for this motherfucker, which is like, what does it really mean?
What does it mean? And so I want to just go back, like, even deeper seated or deeper rooted. When you think about us in our community, when we talk about no culture, I think that, excuse me, one of the key components of that is we don't have, like, leaders.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have leaders in our community. The people that are potentially bred to lead or born to lead, so to speak, they are often ostracized and just pushed to the wayside.
Mm-hmm.
This goes back to the Aleister Crowley quote that I was talking about, do it that will. We in a generation where people want to feel so free to do what they want to do with no regards to structure. It's hard to correct people in any way without people being offended.
Mm-hmm.
If you tell somebody that's whack, they say you hate. If you tell somebody, hey, you shouldn't be doing this, you need to mind your own business, quit judging.
Yeah, like, judge me, you ain't perfect. Yeah.
People don't understand, in a successful community, it's rules and it's structure.
Yeah.
If we say that we in this so-called black community together, not only when somebody get killed by the police, a black man get killed by the police, or when somebody gets told they can't wear dreadlocks at a wrestling match, we can't just unite over bullshit all the time. We can't just expect to fucking come together like the band for one last show. We have to be consistent. And that consistency entails things like, if you doing some fucked up shit, I should be able to, like, hey man, you need to chill this shit out. You doing some silly shit.
Yeah.
And the reason why, because whatever you do, if we in this community together, it affect everybody.
It's gonna affect on all of us.
Hell yeah, so that's what I don't like about this fake community. Because that's all it is. It's a community and stuff that's built on emotion.
Shit's everywhere. You know what I mean? When you look at the community as a whole, it's like, if like you put all this shit in one fucking room, you be like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on in this motherfucker? Like, there's no structure. Like you said, there's no structure, man, and shit just everywhere. Motherfuckers ain't got no morals,
Hell no.
no values, and none of that shit.
And the reason is because we often see ourselves through white people's eyes. And what I mean by that is, like, we see all the time where the older people in our culture, they scared of the younger people. They can be scared of people they seen grow up. They used to change the diapers. They used to see them riding bikes down the streets.
Yeah.
They used to tell them, you need to get home before it get dark. This same little boy used to ride a bicycle. Now you see him dressed a way different than you did, and you terrified of him. And the thing is, your terror comes from media. you live with this particular boy in your neighborhood your whole life. You never seen him do nothing. But the media portray the image of black boys so fucked up. Now you scared. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like going to the fucking gas station. I see a group of fucking teenagers. I think they're gonna pistol whoop me and shit because they're trying to get in the gang. They trying to get initiated into a gang. And I'm kind of exaggerating a little bit, but you get the sentiment.
You do. Like it's just, I mean, it's just, you know, shit, that picture that they've been trying to paint so obviously, man, for so long. And then a lot of them fall into it and actually feed into that portrayal. So that's why it's kind of 50-50 too.
And that's when I ask you about that though. Like how powerful, we know the media is powerful. Anything the media say, we believe it, no matter what. If it's on the news, we have a tendency, no matter how many times we've been fucked over.
Talking about that shit like it would actually be a fact.
And that's like we was just talking about last week, the sex trafficking. Where you can ask anybody, do you know anybody personally who's been sex trafficked? They will say no, but they'll swear up and down it's an epidemic. Which led me to my thoughts today. I was thinking about like, I was in some scriptures. I think I was in Kings maybe or Chronicles, but it was talking about how the nation, like Israel, was fighting Judah. And in my head, I'm thinking, damn, it's like these are brothers. Not only that they came from Jacob, but they're all black people. They going to war with each other. First thing I thought was like, damn, this black on black crime. So I always tell people the black on black crime has been propagated by the powers that be to make us look like savages. To act like we just out here preying on each other when the majority of white people are killed by white people. The majority of Spanish people are killed by Spanish people. The majority of Chinese people are killed by Chinese people because you are around who you're around.
But the black on black crime is the biggest painted picture out of all that whole category.
And the whole thing is to make us look like savages, like we have no fucking law or government.
Cages, lock away the key.
And people not analytical, they won't pay this any attention. They just go with it.
And we go with it.
Every time somebody killed,
stop this black on black.
Every single time.
We need to stop this shit.
Every single
black
time.
on black. Man, like them motherfuckers need to stop this shit. We done. We need to stop. It ain't. There's not no us that's just doing like this shit going on. Everybody, motherfuckers just killing motherfuckers, man.
And by no means are we, you know what I'm saying, downplaying the significance of it. And especially in this captivity, you would like to be united when we wasn't killing each other, but then it goes back to culture.
Exactly.
Well, you say you shouldn't kill him just because he's black. That don't mean shit. It has to be something deeper than that. And when we talked about, when they say black on black crime, I was thinking about like, remembering like it seemed like every fucking barbecue holiday, like Memorial Day or the 4th of July, Labor Day, they say shit like 40 people got shot in Chicago this weekend. And niggas be like, man, all them niggas got shot. And it's just like, I bet you couldn't find 40 fucking bodies.
You couldn't go find nobody who even know them niggas.
Hell no. It's always some more blanket, goofy ass number.
Man, like,
but it's to vilify, it's to make it look like uncontrollable animals.
In Las Vegas?
That what?
Oh, well, that was some white people.
Yeah, hell yeah. But the thing is, it's all to make us look like animals.
Every time, man.
And it's easily used to divide us. You know what I'm saying?
The fights they let fucking be all over fucking YouTube, Facebook and shit, man. Like, yeah, man.
What do you, when you look at us as a people, we look at our people historically, and they used to have a lot of fighting. They used to have morals that they stood up for. If you think about like today's athletes, which I hate to use as an example because I hate how people look for leaders and athletes. You know what I'm saying? Like you put this nigga can fucking shoot a 3-pointer, so this nigga's supposed to be the fucking authority on
right, like
on your call on how you should conduct yourself.
Doing what the fuck he doing? Shit, what the fuck requires him? Like what kind of requirement is that? Like people hold that money, but it's the money thing, position of money, power. People see that and they're like, oh, you got the influence to do this, so you should do this. You know, and it's like, shit, wow. Like a leader, everybody ain't got that lead. Everybody can't be a leader. Don't got that leader quality. Like,
right.
Well, like they gonna just be able to be a leader or be a good leader.
What qualifies a leader to you?
Man, it could be a lot of different qualities. Like, one of my biggest qualities in a leader is lead by example. Like don't go tell a bunch of motherfuckers to go build a brick house and you don't even know how to know how to do it, or you can't lead the way to start them. Get that motherfucker started. Like, so that's one of my qualities, man. And I feel like, man, that's really, once you start there, man, everything else, just, you can also, be organized, all those other little qualities, but that's really like one of the main ones where everything else kind of fall into place if you do that the right way.
Why do you think that we're the only ethnic group, so to speak, only nation of people who have leaders? Like, you never hear about, like, when a crisis happened, like, we gotta go talk to the white leaders. We gotta go talk to the Japanese leaders, but it's always we gotta go talk to the blacks. Like, it's like, and it's always the hand-picked niggas. It's the ones that they consider safe, the ones who are deemed worthy enough to speak for them. And it just goes to show how they treat us like children. It's like they got one nigga they like a lot more than the other one. That's our babysitter. He's supposed to represent, and this goes into the group thing.
As an entirety, it's like, how?
Right. And so that leads to group things on our behalf. You know what I'm saying? Like, anytime we see something that is seemingly, or just somebody say it's positive, we supposed to ride with it no matter what. We're not supposed to critique it. We're not supposed to look up under the cover, look up under the hood. We just supposed to buy the car off the lot, not test drive it. We supposed to just readily accept it. And if we don't, we get
the whole world saying that shit positive, and that's just the way that shit works. That's crazy.
It is very crazy.
That shit crazy. Fuck, cause if the whole world was like it was bad, then motherfucker turn around like, oh, man, you can't be doing that shit. Why? They say that shit bad. Why? They said that shit bad. Like, you can't be doing that shit.
It's never substantiated with anything of substance. It's never a fact that's attached to it.
Man.
Why do you think that? Well, first I'm asking, do you think that black men are becoming weaker in this society?
Yeah. I feel like black men are becoming weaker, and then you got some that's trying to stand their ground, some that's waking up, man, but it's very few. It's like we losing a lot of them. Man.
In what ways do you think they're becoming weaker?
Man, less masculine, man. Like, just the ways they very cunning about sneaking at into the community of the black man with that the demasculine shit, man. You know what I mean? Very cunning with that shit, man. Just all the way down to the way motherfuckers dress, and they don't even think about that shit. It's subconscious, but it's just like, man, they keep doing that little subconscious shit. It eventually starts affecting the masses.
And this is where the checks and balance comes in. For me, it's like when you see somebody doing some soft faggoty shit. Like I always said, man, y'all had that purse shit going, man. That bag. Like I used to like, what the fuck are y'all carrying in that? Like, all you need is your wallet and your phone. And you got your chapstick, your fingernail filing.
I had that motherfucker.
But the thing with that is, it's like it became so common because what they do, it's off y'all, but it's like they see the children look up to these particular superstars. And that again. No culture. No man who's around his children should allow his children to look up to a man who got on fucking capri pants and shit, these weird ass colors. They belly hanging out and shit. It's like you should be there as a man, and the trickle down effect is so fucking incredible. You destroy the home, you destroy the man, and then you left here with the woman to raise boys. With all the feminine qualities she has, no matter how well meaning she is, she can only do so much. She can only do so much. So I think that we've always known the children who was raised by single women. We've seen that throughout our lives. Of course, it's way more now. It's like the trendy thing to do because women have been given this, I'm every woman, I can do everything, I don't need a man. Which is This gonna show how much of disarray we in.
Yeah, another trick in destroying the black community.
So it's easy for that feminine spirit to be on that boy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of boys running around here with their mother's spirit where they identify everything through a woman's eyes.
Yeah.
And so when it goes to, that's the emasculation part. Where now they're readily accepting everything, they everything, you know what I'm saying? It's, you nasty. You know what I'm saying? Like every time you see them lip sync and shit, they lip syncing fucking Aretha Franklin. The world is fucked up and it's upside down and nobody cares.
Nobody give a fuck.
But the thing is, when they destroy it, it's subtle and it's always over a period of time. Nothing happened overnight. But if you observe it, man, it hurts your stomach when you watching this shit. Cause nobody cares, like I said.
Nobody cares.
Everybody, like on the social media front, everybody does, as far as the men concerned, they will do the most sucker shit to appeal to women. It's like the men have gotten feminine. When I said weaker, I went a little bit off what I meant when I was asking we got weaker. I mean in the sense that we were seemingly had a little bit more fight in us back in the day. Now, anytime we are offended, we run to our offenders.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We talked about this the other day where when you feel like you've been wrong, we've been so weak that words fucking make us fucking lose our fucking balance, get headaches and die. You can get one of these niggas around here talking like they Superman. They be on social media super woke. And you get somebody, a little white man, call somebody a monkey. These niggas will lose their fucking mind.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because they expect more out of that person who called him a monkey. For some odd reason, they look at him like, you should treat me better.
For some odd reason, they ain't expect that dog to do what the dog was supposed to do.
That motherfucker bit.
He's like, yeah, he tripping.
And what I'm saying is no indictment on any particular race. My whole quarrel is with us. Like I was saying, they gonna day. I'm like, man.
No doubts back with us, man. Ain't never nothing like nobody really doing too much. Nobody really doing shit to it.
And that's the crazy shit, man. Because we've always been conditioned to feel like, why are they treating us like this?
Man.
When all we have to do is get strong as a community. If you have a strong community, man, nobody can fucking
What
penetrate
can they
that
really
community.
do?
Nothing.
What can they really do? Like, it's like,
Okay, hold on, let me just clarify. What can they do as far as what?
I mean, just like you said, we come together as a community, motherfuckers stop just like everything, you know, boycotting shit, motherfuckers start collectively boycotting shit, motherfuckers start collectively, you know what I mean, we gonna buy here, motherfuckers start collectively, these are all our crimes and what, but it's like,
The dependency is crazy, and so like that's exactly what the fuck I'm wondering. Like, why is it so important to intermingle or to deal with them? And this goes back to because we're not comfortable with ourselves. We don't have faith in ourselves. We say things like color people talk. Do you think a nigga started that? Do you really think a nigga said? Do you think as a couple niggas came to work, they said, "Oh, it's color people." In Jerome supposed to be here. You know, he like color people talking. And we adopt the mindset of our oppressors.
Yeah.
And that's what's alarming because that's how we act amongst each other. We talk to each other and shit like we don't care about each other. And sometimes we stun on each other. You know what I'm saying? We get around these motherfuckers.
Yeah, for sure, man. Niggas like, oh, I can't wait to stun on. I can't wait to stun on this nigga. When I get this check, I'm gonna get these motherfucking rounds. I'm gonna slide past. I'm gonna let my window down, and I'm just gonna look at all these niggas and smile at them and stun them and wait for these niggas to be mad. It's like, man, what does that even mean?
And it means nothing. It's just that it meant something to somebody else, and we adopted that
adopted the motherfucking
as if it makes you better.
Man.
If you had an open like book, and you could write down, let's say, 3 things that you can write down to build a strong community, but make our community stronger. Not perfect, but just stronger, more cohesive, more united, and more progressive. Because people gotta understand, we've been in this country for over 400 years. We got people who still searching out equality, which is insane to me. I always said equality is poor man's or the loser's hope. But we got people who actually searching out these things, and if it hasn't happened yet, you have to be convinced that it'll never happen, especially by the methods that they're taking. The marching, the protesting, the crying every time somebody say something offensive to you. We grown. Nigger shouldn't make you fucking want to kill somebody. The word nigger, how in the fuck did that fuck with you that bad? That's the most incredible trigger. Like, they program you to think, he called me a nigger. Right. And just real quick before I let you get to your rule, I made a post about the film Queen and Slim. I must admit, I read the synopsis on Wikipedia. You read it too?
I checked it out.
You did? You watched the movie?
I ain't watched the movie. I wasn't going to watch it. Yeah. I could hear and make some views about it.
My thing is, man, like, I'm trying to devoid myself of all my nigger triggers. I'm consciously staying away from shit that's supposed to upset me. Because these people know exactly what they're doing. They get you pigeonholed. Yep. They get you stagnated and stuck to where you can't. You get so angry that you can't fucking focus to move forward. We know where we at. We know that we were sent to the land of our enemies. We know that these people don't like us. The people in control don't like us.
Yep.
Why are we shocked every time something crazy happens? Yeah, so I mean, once you can. And they know it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these murders are strategically done. They need to get us dependent. They want us to get up here and march, get on TV talking, have the rappers up here, have niggas kneeling and shit, because they want to cause distractions. And I used to really understand, but it's distractions shit to keep you from being focused on what you need to be focused on. If you had 3 things you could write in paper to strengthen the community, what would those 3 things be?
Hey, 3 things to strengthen the community. Man, it's so hard, man, because motherfuckers so everything shit's so scattered, man. So like the first thing we would have to, I feel like we have to collectively come with like shit. A set of laws, man. And that's sad to say because we got a set of laws. You know what I mean? And I feel like we just have to selectively come up with a set of laws. So like I was saying, we ain't doing this, we ain't doing that, we ain't doing that. So I could say structure, loyalty. Cause I mean, without that,
how would you enforce loyalty though?
Man, see that's the thing. So say you got people, like you got people the whole buying black thing that's going on right now. Like it don't make sense because you got like I'll go spend money with this dude who's a black owned like thing, you know, and then he'll go buy Gucci belt, he'll go buy some Ferragamos, he might go buy this, buy that, and it's like we're not even keeping the money in the circle. So it's like if that happens, and it's like how do you really even, you know what I mean, track all these things, man? And it's man a tight structure. I feel like man it could be structured, but shit, man, folks is gonna need loyalty. There's definitely gonna be some shit. Motherfuckers might have to get off. You know what I mean? Going against the tide and all that shit, man. Cause I used to think I was just trying to think back then how he man, but you know he was on more hands on. You know, motherfuckers he wasn't tolerating shit. You know, motherfuckers out the paint back then. He do anything against the law, but man, I think we just need some structure, man, and loyalty. Like motherfuckers would really have to like come together, and it's like how.
I totally get what you're saying, and what I would say to that is, when I asked him about the 3 things that you would do, it's like the law and the structure. See, people don't understand how important it is to get the scriptures, and that's our nation was told to be enclosed, to be self-sufficient. The only thing you depend on is Most High. You're not depending on a president, waiting for Donald Trump to save your life. You're not waiting for election and shit to make a motherfucker save your life. Niggas like, oh, we need Obama. But you in the same predicament that you was when every other president was off. But it's a mindfuck.
I feel like we need to detach from everything. Like everybody, like once that shit gets like solid, like, oh, we about to this community build, this community blah, we detach from, they need to detach from everything. Like this one go by this one go by. None of the things that they set up in today's time, like we gotta you know, I say completely segregate ourselves from that.
Yeah, that's like what I was gonna get to. Like, it's the separate from the oppressor, mentally and physically.
Yeah,
It's not something that's gonna happen over time, but you have to, as an individual, because this isn't something you can get up and make an announcement.
right.
You can't just be like, hey nigga, we gonna quit loving awards. We gonna quit liking academy. You gotta, first off, somebody gotta want to be mentally free.
Yep.
A lot of people in captivity don't know
You
they're in
tell
captivity.
everybody, like, hey, all y'all don't go to work tomorrow. We about to go do this.
Right.
They're like, what? Like,
Yeah.
how we gonna get paid? How we gonna? What you mean? Like, we about to go do this. We don't need no.
And the reason why you can't do that because we don't have a core foundation.
Exactly.
And just being black is not strong enough. You gotta be unite on something bigger. You gotta have a power bigger than yourself.
Yeah.
So once you able to, at the core, unite based on a certain amount of tenets, laws, commandments, and something else you said that stands out is a punishment. In scripture, a lot of times, motherfuckers will fuck up. They get the shit beat on with bricks.
Man.
And the reason why they say they do it, they say because niggas gonna hear about this and they won't ever do it again. That's what they're saying. So sometimes you gotta make an example out of niggas, man.
I feel like that's all it really had to be.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a strict form of punishment where like motherfuckers ain't gonna be just like motherfuckers out here going to jail and shit, but you know, motherfuckers, you know, shit ain't.
And then it's all a pipe dream.
Yeah, for sure.
There will never be unity in the United States amongst us. It's just there's too many people who desire to be accepted. They desire a validation. They
fell in love with the land.
Yeah, they feel and they in love with bullshit, tangible things that pass, and they sacrifice themselves, their souls, their whole being, and not only are they affected, but the rest of us are also.
To have this so-called life that they think that they want, and they don't really want it. They want it based off what's been,
right.
You know what I mean? Public form, man, and this is like.
And this is what I was talking about with the checks and balance. If we can't unite on a low level, anything you do that's adverse to our nature is going to affect me. You out here just let your child run amok, do everything they want to, and your child out here throwing bricks, and somebody tell you, hey man, your son throwing bricks. I ain't got time because you ain't worried about raising him in the proper way. He throw a fucking brick, hit my daughter, y'all forbid.
Yeah.
My daughter fucking gushing blood. I go down there and slap the fuck out your son.
Yeah.
You come outside talking shit, I shoot you in your fucking face.
Yeah.
I go to prison forever. My daughter grow up, be a slut bucket, and she have a child done by a nigga leave. You know what I'm saying? It's like a chain effect.
Yeah.
And people don't understand how pronounced it is, even though I'm being a bit facetious when I explain this, but that's how it happens.
Every single day.
If you think about 9 times out of 10, somebody who fucked up in life, the fuck up never starts with that person. It starts with it's people right now. It's a child who got suspended from school today. Hard-headed as fuck. But what he did is indirectly related to a decision that his father made before that he had no idea. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's how this shit works. That's how come you have to be hands-on in the community. That's why you got to speak out against ignorant shit. And people won't like that shit. I had made a post talking about these pagan holidays, and Cameron came on and said, you don't like nothing, do you? I'm like, no, I'm just a fan of facts. But when people perceive everything emotionally and not analytically, where your first emotion is, well, the first thing you say is based off emotion. You're not sitting up here, you're not critiquing anything, you don't have the wherewithal or the mental capacity to even think outside your first thought. You are detriment to the community. Mm-hmm. If you can't correct that, you not progressive, you not what we need in the community. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you can only hope for people to grow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But people, they so comfortable when they bullshit and they fairy tales of life and shit that you
just can't really tell them.
Hell no.
Just can't really be thinking it's the end all be all, man. And that's just like, it's so crazy, man, because it's like, it's just as simple as that. It's like, you really think this. It's like, why do you think this? It's like, man, all this shit been set up. All this shit been set up by them.
I would have loved for Asad to be here. They offer some insight on this. Shout out to Asad. He was here last week in Jam. This is definitely a good conversation, just me and you. I love to have this conversation with people who pose objective views to ours, or maybe different insight or different solutions.
Yeah, because he definitely be on different side of the fence sometimes. So I would like to see what he would have to say as well.
I definitely know he wouldn't be on the opposite side of the fence on this one. He'd have presented another vote. Devil's advocate, so to speak.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I would definitely like to hear people who have thoughts as opposed to ours, because I never feel like I'm always right. I'm guaranteed it's only 96% of the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we gonna chop it up. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to, again, Nate Neal for coming kick it with us. Shout out to GQ Fresh. Me and that nigga hung out Sunday morning, had a delicious breakfast. He paid for the owing one. I owe him one.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, gotta hook him up. Bamboo, when we gonna get Bamboo in here?
Man, we gonna have to get, he be back. We gonna get Bamboo beer next Tuesday.
We gotta see how we gonna wrap up the rest of this year, man. I think it's maybe like, 3 more episodes this year as far as this nation go. We got the 10-17. I don't know, man. We probably only got 2 more shows this year, because next one will be Christmas Eve, next one will be New Year's Eve. So I'm pretty much sure that we got the 10-17. On the 17th, we can figure out what the guest's gonna be. We can do a wrap-up show. Yep. We can see who we get in here. We wrap up, make our year-end predictions for next year. Let's not forget that I played Sear last year, and I said that a major rapper was gonna get shot and killed. Unfortunately.
So you got to make another major prediction for 2020. That was crazy.
Yeah, that shit's crazy as fuck.
That was crazy right there. That was crazy.
What else we got? Shout out to Joe Talks. That bitch ass nigga be on my page stalking. He be on my page stalking. Fuck him. Let's see what he did. I had put that post where listen, hold on. He don't follow me. Look, I had this post that said tap to see image. It's nothing that comes up. It's just me being funny. It showed that nigga tapped, and then he unliked it and shit. But they still had his picture in the fucking alerts and the notifications. So quit stalking me, you weird bitch. Emotional ass nigga. Hey, he in the community. He couldn't survive the community, nigga. Joe be the first nigga I'll stone the shit out of Joe.
Like, what they do? This they be up there on his own, like, man, you just know that.
Because he part of the problem. Joe part of the problem, like in our community, where he's always looking for social acceptance. He try to be validated by everything around him. He want to be hold hands, be friends with everybody. He always crying, complaining every time he feel like there's an injustice to somebody black.
Like to argue for the other side.
Hell, I mean, he has empty arguments. He is who he is, though. He cool the fuck away from me. He can be over there where the fuck he at. He can do whatever the fuck he want, as long as he don't do it around me. Don't stalk my page. Don't be on that weird shit. Joe don't be on that weird shit. Liking and unliking, man, it's real fucking creepy. You already asked for $10 and shit. Hey man, you got like $10 or something, but you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get on the bus. Every time you gonna get on the bus, I give you $10, that nigga get in the car. I said, you cunning bastard. You slick bastard. But it is what it is, man. You enjoy your life. When I say about group think, don't go just one way. Just because somebody don't agree with me, we don't have to. Like, I'm not the person where
like, we got that. Motherfuckers got that shit bad.
Terrible. Man. I'm not niggas' friend though, man. I'm a friend of the truth. Yeah. So if I offend you with my truth, man, then that's something you gotta deal with.
Yeah, like we don't gotta be like, I don't give a fuck about you unfriending me or feeling like we gotta be affiliates. Any kind of way, like that shit can be dead. Cause I ain't know your ass before.
For real, man.
Before the fact, man. We being honest.
Exactly. But look, we're gonna catch up with y'all, man. This is another fantastic show from the best podcast you never heard of. Yeah. Like I said, we're gonna figure out what's up with these next 2 weeks. We might have a guest next week, but we definitely have to do something that's fun. The 17th definitely be something that's pretty light, year-end type thing. We see if we can get a couple people come here and kick it with us. Last year was what? Corey was here. Sprue was here looking like fucking Eve. But
I like some motherfucking crying bastards.
Hell yeah. But we're gonna check y'all out, man. Follow the page, whatever. Another episode of the best podcast you never heard of. Conceited Knowbody.
The Conceited Knowbody. every Tuesday at 8 p.m.